And now we're unmuted. We're unmuted and we are live on the internet. Took a little while. Yeah.
Hello, world. If you're still out there. I think that's D.
Possibly.
It's G. A.
And I must quickly send that to Will. Where is he? There he is. Alrighty.
We have 2 followers. No. 2 people listening. No.
Possibly.
We've got 2 of something.
We had 2 of something. Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stream of Consciousness,
Well, the
a
Stream
Rubber
of-
Mushroom podcast.
Sounds like the stream of unconsciousness. You sound very tired.
This is Stream. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stream of Consciousness.
Now you sound like you've been drinking.
The Rubber Mushroom podcast.
Mushrooms. You're doing mushrooms?
Maybe. We're on episode 27 now.
Wow, almost a 30.
I'm still Turtle Cube. I'm still here with Turtle Dad.
I'm still here too.
We may or may not have a guest joining us later, depending on if she wants to pay attention.
Nah, she'll ignore us.
Probably.
All the pretty girls always ignore me, except one.
Who's that?
My wife.
Would explain why she's your wife.
Right.
She's the only one that didn't ignore you.
Right.
Odd basis to marry someone on, but you know what? You do you.
I'm very glad. Best decision I ever made.
Yeah, we're back with another episode of this thing. Late due to technical difficulties, so sorry about that. But we're here.
We are really here.
If you want to really test if we're here, you can say something in the chat and we'll respond to it. Or ignore it and pretend we're not here.
Right. We could tell them we're here and we're just not answering the chat. This was actually recorded 4 days ago.
Years.
No, days ago.
4 years ago.
No, I don't think we've been doing this that long.
We haven't, no. 4
So-
days ago. What were you doing 4 days ago?
Was I doing 4 days ago? Oh, that would have been what, Tuesday night? Thursday?
Yes.
Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday.
Monday.
Night. Monday night? Was I doing Monday
Which
night?
is tonight, obviously, yeah. So we're recording this 4 days ago.
Right, that's tonight. I just had to make it look like I was counting backwards.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Wait, that can't be right. I'm just doing a podcast. What are you talking about?
It is
My fingers are
current.
sticking tonight. They are.
Spill juice on them?
No, they can't change chords fast enough. They're just sticking to the key, to the keys, to the strings.
So how's your week been?
Busy. Oh my goodness, it was busy. Did you ever have one of those weeks?
Yes.
I had 2 of those this week.
Really?
It was that busy.
Wow, that was me like 2-3 weeks ago.
I'll play something relaxing.
Oh, chat is disabled? Why is chat
Well,
disabled?
there you go. That was wrong.
Hold on. I have just been told that chat is disabled.
Who told you? Someone in the chat?
No, iStan just texted me and said chat is
iStan,
disabled.
you're here. How nice to not see you. To see you? How does that work?
I don't even see if chat is. I didn't know you could disable chat.
Maybe it's YouTube and they're banning us already. I haven't even done anything wrong yet.
You're not seeing any chat. What? I mean. Well, if you're not seeing any chat, because I have the chat right, I can go. Wait. Come on. Copy the link. Go to the link. No, the chat's there for me. See, chat's right there.
Maybe it's disabled for you, iStan.
There's a hide chat button. There's a show chat button. So if you have chat hidden, then you won't be able to see it. But I definitely see the chat. So how's your week been?
My week was good. It was fast. It was busy. I was inundated and overwhelmed this week.
Fun.
I learned how to delegate better. At least I think I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I've learned some things I'm going to try to remember anyway. But other than that, it was a pretty standard week. What's going on with you? People in the listening audience? Or one of you?
never
Or
mind.
four? Wait, it says there's 4 out there.
No, it says there's 4 playbacks.
Oh, 4 playbacks. Well, that doesn't count. Never mind.
Not asking me how it is, huh? Only asking the audience.
I tried to ask you, you didn't answer. You were talking to iStan.
No, you said how are you, audience, people watching?
Oh, it kind of sent it your way and then turned it at the last second
exactly.
there to address the audience.
It's very rude.
Who? It's like talking to somebody who's not here.
Very rude. No, they're here.
They're here.
My last week was actually it's been better than the last couple weeks. So that's been nice.
You've been getting home slightly earlier.
Yes, I have. Which has been really, really nice. But besides that, my week's been pretty much the same the last couple weeks. Not much has changed.
Then why are we here talking about it?
Because that's usually what we always start with. Ask how's your weekend? Because it's been a week since we've been here.
Yes, it has been
We're
a week.
going to ask how your week has been. I had a couple of really stupid encounters with stupid drivers that almost killed me.
Okay, tell me.
Alright, so, first one was 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving, both times I'm in the mail truck. And for some reason, people like ignoring the fact that mail trucks exist, and they just do whatever and just kind of...
It's the mail truck and it's in my way. It's like a garbage truck.
Exactly.
Get out of my way.
Exactly. With the garbage truck, they're much more likely to squish you.
That's just a mass thing, but yeah.
Yes. But anyway, no, I was driving back to the office, and I pull off of a side street onto a slightly more main side street. And I'm going down, and as soon as I pull onto this road...
As soon as, yes.
I see a car in my rearview mirror.
Good.
Coming really fast.
How fast?
Really fast.
Okay.
Like...
Just checking.
By my first thought was, holy crap, I'm going to die.
I'm going to die.
That's how fast it was going. And so I just sped up
Of course.
because he didn't look like he was slowing down and I didn't want to get rear-ended.
So we'll speed up. Okay.
So I tried to sped up so
whatever we did seems to have worked. 'Cause
so
you're
he
still here.
wouldn't hit me. And I sped up and sped up and sped up, and I'm going 50 miles an hour.
In a mail truck, which in itself
Is
an
impressive.
interesting feat.
It's
yes.
very impressive.
Yes.
And this guy is still coming up, and he's just like picking up speed, coming into the lane next to me, and like pulling up alongside me. And as soon as he's like all the way out from behind me,
Yep.
I'm like, nope, slow down. And I see him, he just takes off and keeps going down the road. The road bends a bit. So when I finally make the turn, I see him just cruising through a red light.
Really?
And continuing off to the other side.
Cruising through a red light? Okay.
Yep, he just went whoop right through the red light, kept going.
Okay, well, that's it.
And I'm just like, I don't know what you were in. The direction he was going is away from the prison.
Maybe he had a reason to keep going.
So
Interesting.
I don't know. I didn't see any police cars.
It's a successful prison break, then.
But yeah, I was just like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna not.
Although, I gotta tell you, when you're running from the law, don't do something stupid like run a red
No.
light.
No.
It's like if there was a cop around there, the first thing you would have done is pull you over. You
Yeah.
want to look incognito. Blend in. Anyway, that's my advice.
And
I
it's
had no
just-
such excitement this week. I didn't even drive anyway. Did I drive anyway? Drove? Yeah, I did drive. No, I drove to the office this week. That was not exciting. Had a fire drill at the office.
Oh.
That too was not exciting.
Um,
Lost my badge. Somebody found it.
that's good.
That was good. Yeah. Pretty much it. Yeah, I can't really report much of a week. My life is so boring that I just don't have.
I have another story though. It happened today.
Okay, go ahead.
So, totally different road. Not like Main Street or whatnot, but it's one of those side streets that's a pretty main side street.
Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I am just got onto this road. I did a couple of boxes, and I'm pulling away from a box,
Mhm.
and there's two people coming towards me, and this big black pickup truck goes between me and the people as I'm moving forward. They just blow past me, between me and these other people next to me, stops about 500 feet in front of me, pulls a 3-point turn in the middle of the road. While I was driving forward, I stopped as soon as he stopped in front of me, and he just pulled a 3-point turn in the middle of the road and then went the other direction.
You have all the fun.
That's not fun! That was scary! Imagine driving down the road and all of a sudden this big black pickup truck comes, pulls in front of you, does a 3-point turn, and goes the other way. That is not a fun thing to deal with.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Hey, found it!
Hey, you found
Welcome.
it. All right, I stand.
Welcome, Noah. What was the issue? What was the issue that you had?
I'm gonna guess user error.
I think he was watching a playback instead of the live stream.
Oh, maybe.
That's my guess.
He's smiling, so he's not telling us.
There's a little bit of latency still. You gotta wait.
So we can talk about him. He won't know it until it's too late.
But now we've said we're gonna do it, so he'll
So
know.
I guess I'll know now.
Third-party add-on blocked it. Ah, okay.
Chat
That's
blocker.
odd. We usually have ad blocker, not
How
chat
come things are
blocker.
odd and never even? No one says that's even.
Because even things you expect, odd things you don't expect.
Like 1 through 5.
Yeah, if you walk into a room and you see like a table with 6 chairs around it,
You say that's even.
you're like, oh, okay, that's totally normal. You walk into a room and you see a table with 6
5
chairs,
chairs.
and then a 7th chair just there. You're
Yeah.
like, huh, that's a bit odd.
Ah, because it's 7. I get it. It's an odd
Mm.
number. Does that only work with primes?
No, you could have just you could have
'Cause
9.
nine
You
would
could-
be
oh,
okay,
that's a
yeah.
bit odd.
That's a bit odd. Okay. Good to know. Glad we got that cleared up.
Do not go actually looking up the definition of what that means, because I'll be proved wrong, and I don't want that.
Right.
Just immediately believe my ramblings and move on with life.
That's why we're here.
I don't know. I like to think that's... There's only one add-on and one is odd, see? I was right. I like to think that the phrase "that's odd" comes from things literally being odd and not even, because even looks symmetrical. Odd is not symmetrical. So when you see something that's not symmetrical, you go, "Oh, that's odd." Or
Yeah.
not fitting, or
Yeah,
not, you know,
okay.
something like that.
Alright.
That's what I like to think.
Okay, I'll go with that.
I don't know the actual definition, but that's what I like to think.
Well, as you know, I did prepare some items to talk about today, but as usual, I don't know, I'm having a good time just doing nothing. So, I was kidding. I just wanted to see how you'd react. He has a stunned look on his face.
If you
Talk
keep
about
doing
deer
this,
in
I'm just
headlights.
gonna not prepare anything you send me, because that'll confirm that you want to talk about it.
Did you prepare anything? What did you prepare? Ah, you did! Oh my goodness, he's actually prepared. All right.
and I uploaded the pictures to Google Drive. I just have to download them on this computer.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's a new thing. We could show the world our new thing.
Let's give me a little talk about it first, and I'll bring the pictures up
We
while we're
have a
talking
new
about it.
thing. I won't tell you what it is, but I'll give you a hint.
So I got to.
You can see it, but you really won't know it's there.
What? That doesn't make sense.
So it's kind of like, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Well, no, it really doesn't, I guess.
No, it
No, it
doesn't.
really doesn't make sense at all. Never mind.
You can see it, but you won't know it's there. It's like a... It would make more sense if it was the other way around. You know it's there, but you can't see it. You know,
You know it's there, but you can't see it. Maybe that's what I meant.
but it's not what you said.
You can't know it's there, but you can see it.
You can't know it's
Wait a
there.
second.
Wait.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone.
Alright, let's get that up and running. And we'll get this up. Keep talking, keep
So,
talking.
well, I was reading some interesting articles this week, and I was really annoyed that now, well,
You don't talk about that, but
no,
just talk about
never mind.
something.
Let's
Just
talk
talk about
something
something.
else. I don't want to talk about
Don't
that.
talk about the things that you sent me to get ready.
Let's talk about turnips.
Why are we talking about turnips?
Something else.
Alright, you're strange.
We talk about dogs.
We could talk about dogs. We could talk about the absolutely hilarious news articles that I saw next to each other.
I didn't see them. How can I talk about them?
I saw them.
Oh, well, what are they?
I told you about them.
You did? Oh, wait for it. Got nothing.
It's the one I saw. I started my story as I told a couple people this story, and I think it's pretty funny. But you've seen times where you're looking at news articles and you're just like, those two articles are not meant to be seen next to each other.
Okay, and what are they? I do understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, all right, that just
It's kind of like when the boss announces, company's doing great, yada yada, everything is up, profits are up, sales are up, and then he says, oh, due to issues, we're not having raises this year.
yeah.
It's like right next to each other in the same, and it's like, yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Now, I was scrolling through something, I don't even remember what, and I saw two articles, one right on top of the other. The first article was that Pfizer had announced that the vaccine that they made after 6 months was only 80% effective.
Yep.
And
Funny you should mention that. Go ahead.
they recommend that you take a third dose and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to talk about that. Because directly underneath it was another article
Yeah.
that says, Pfizer has currently made $33 billion on this COVID vaccine. And the numbers are only going up. And I'm looking at those two. And I'm like, The only way you can read these two next to each other is Pfizer really likes the money and wants to make more.
Right.
If you saw those separately, you might not put that together. Go, wow, they made a lot of money on this vaccine. The government's supplying them pretty well.
And you forget about it.
You look over at the other one and go, oh, okay, that's something to look into. Hopefully they fix that and make it more effective.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Whatever. But when you see those right next to each
Right.
other, it really, like, there's something in the back of your head that's like, are they doing this on purpose? Are they just trying to make money? Are they just going for profit?
Goodness, no.
And I just thought it was really because I can guarantee you Pfizer would never want those two articles next to each
They
other.
probably would not.
Never. They would never want those two next to each other.
Yeah, right.
It's like if you saw something with Amazon, like Amazon refuses to raise minimum wage above $15 an hour, and then the next article you get is Amazon hits fourth quarterly record profits for 3 years in a row.
Right.
You know, and it's like, okay, Amazon.
Wonder why. Yeah, certain things should not be put next to each other. You got to wonder, did someone not pay attention when they were doing the editing and the layout, or did they pay attention when doing the editing and
But
the layout?
here's the thing: most things like that are algorithms.
Well, actually,
The algorithm
yeah,
just puts them next to, so it's not
Yeah.
like somebody intentionally
True.
put those articles next to each other.
True.
The algorithm picked one article from somewhere and picked another article from somewhere else, and they just so happened
Yeah.
to be next. The only thing I'm upset about is I'm really upset I didn't get a screenshot,
Yeah, right.
and it hasn't come up again. But
Yeah.
I really wish I got a screenshot of it because that would have been hilarious.
Yep.
That was my amusing news article thing this week. I already decided a while ago that if I got the vaccine, it wasn't going to be Pfizer.
Why not?
Two main reasons are they are currently the only company pushing to make this a recurring vaccine at the moment,
Mhm.
like one you have to constantly keep taking. Most other companies say 1 or 2 doses and then you're done.
Yeah.
Whether or not that'll change in the future.
Oh, it's all going to change in the future, I guarantee.
But right now they're the only one pushing for
Yep.
infinite
Yep.
shots.
Yep.
Second is that I don't really trust them with the numbers I saw when they first announced that, hey, this is useful and good.
Yeah.
Because when all the stuff was coming out and you had the numbers for testing it, Pfizer was the first vaccine out.
Okay.
But while Pfizer was the first vaccine out, every vaccine that came out after it,
Mm-hmm.
Pfizer then changed their effectiveness rating of their vaccine to be above
Oh, really?
the other vaccines.
Interesting.
Now, that could be a complete coincidence, and as they were testing it, it turns out it was more effective than they thought. Or they'd kind of fudge their numbers to make themselves look the best. Either way, I'm not a fan of Pfizer as a company, so I'm gonna try and go get something else.
Yeah, I think all the companies are going to go, oh, you're going to need this forever now. I think that's where this is going, because why not? They have to, right? It doesn't kill anybody. You can keep giving them the vaccine.
Well, we don't know if it kills them or not.
Well, the virus doesn't. It kills very few people.
Right, but we
Healthy
don't know if the
people.
vaccine kills
No, we don't
people or
really know
not,
what the vaccine does.
because it's been so little testing on it.
That is true. Well, wait, we've got billions of tests going on now. Wait.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I saw that same article and I was like, wow, really? Only 80-something% effective. And then Biden comes out and says, oh, we may need to have third vaccine shots or something
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, yeah, okay, thanks. We know where this is going. So.
Karen, if you right click, there's a thing that says rotate 90 degrees and you can rotate it. If you click on it, there should be a red, other side. There should be a red box that appears. You move that box and you make it smaller.
He's so easily distracted, folks.
Don't worry, just
Alright. Yeah, if you select the picture, you should be able to move the box. And and make it
That
smaller.
was actually what you were mentioning was actually the first article I saw that I said I got to share this with David. This is like
where I want to rotate the video. No.
yeah, no, keep
No.
looking, I stand. You just keep looking. It's the same way you turn on chat again. Just it's right around there.
it's another.
Yeah, it's another add-on. You gotta go turn something off.
You gotta turn it on to
That's it.
rotate the video. So you either get chat or a 90-degree video. One of those two. Can't have both. So did we want to go with these pictures, or do you want to talk about those articles?
Oh no, show the pictures because we had a huge hole in the house the other day, which I've never had a hole in a wall that big before. That's huge.
It's a pretty big
It's
hole.
a big hole. There was a window there. There's not anymore. Well, there
About
was
that big. The window is about that big.
Yeah, the window is about that big. It was
It was a large window.
large window. But now we have a new and improved window. Ta-da! Wasn't that much nicer? I like the two-tone look too.
Really?
No.
Nah, that's what
Made
I
that
thought.
up.
Yeah.
So that's all. I wanted to share that with the world. See, my
That's
fingers
it?
just that's it. My fingers are sticking.
You're not gonna talk about it at all.
What's there to say? It's a window. I could put in a plug for Renew by Anderson.
You could put in a plug for Renew by
Renew by
Anderson.
Anderson. They did a
You
great
can
job.
tell the story of, you told this big elaborate story about the dishwasher and how it broke and how it designed.
Yeah,
And
there's
then you're
no
just
window.
like, no,
There's
here's a window.
There's no story here, though. I mean, there was no catastrophe. There was no dishwasher breaking. There was no returning of the window. There was no nothing. It was just window. So-
Our dishwasher, who did you buy it from? Lowe's?
I think it was it Lowe's or Home Depot? One of them.
I think it was Lowe's.
These are all the Home Depot. I don't remember. Might have been.
Because recently...
I think it was Lowe's, actually. I think it might have been.
So... this is a warning out there for everyone.
Don't drop a dishwasher on your foot.
don't go buy equipment at Lowe's.
Why not?
So, we had our dishwasher problem.
Yep.
The whole story with the dishwasher and da-da-da-da-da. It's all chronicled on podcasts. Recently, I've been listening to this podcast called Distractable, which is very much that. It's these friends are talking and they get distracted very easily and talk about tangents and stuff like that.
Sounds like us.
I'm about to have like a little competition format, and whoever can tell the best story gets to be the host for the next episode and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of cool. But one of the episodes, they just forgoed the entire competition thing, and one of them talked about his refrigerator problems, and he had this whole elaborate story on trying to order a refrigerator and having problems, and they had to send it back and bring in a new one, and then these new delivery people also had problems, and it's an hour of
Refrigerator fun.
after the fact hilarious shenanigans, but during it, it's, if that happened to me, it would be extraordinarily frustrating. But I thought it was funny
Because
that refrigerator
yes.
was bought at Lowe's.
Well, the first one we got from Lowe's was broken.
Yes.
I was like, that was a pain
And
in
that-
the refrigerator. Actually, a pain in the dishwasher. But,
The,
yeah.
the same thing happened. They got
Yeah.
they got the
They got the refrigerator.
refrigerator, and then
Had a big dent in the side.
it did.
Did it really?
Had a giant dent in the side, and he was like, "You're not putting that in my house. Bring it back." So they brought it back, and eventually he got Lowe's to send him a new refrigerator.
Yeah.
And then more installations, shenanigans, and water pipes breaking and
Ah.
flooding, and
We didn't have any of that.
the delivery people just kind of booking it out of there.
We didn't have that.
Absolutely hilarious story. It's not like they need any more listeners because
They've got a million.
they're 3 people with super popular YouTube and Twitch channels who are now doing a podcast. But that one episode, if you want to hear a horrible delivery episode, Distractable Bob's Fridge. That's the episode name. Bob's Fridge. It's funny. And related to that, recently,
Yes.
Karen's dad
Yes.
got a new washing machine.
Wait, it was from Lowe's and it was broken.
Yes.
I'm seeing a pattern here, folks.
Yes.
If you want broken appliances, buy them from Lowe's.
But so that it was broken,
We'll get in
and
trouble
Karen
for
was
that.
very
That wasn't
annoyed.
exactly a plug.
And I went, over to their house, and I was asking her dad about it. And I was like, "Wait a second, where'd you get it from?" And he said he got it from Lowe's, and he got a couple other things from Lowe's. And then I remembered that story from the podcast, and then I remembered the dishwasher, and I'm like, "Wait, I'm pretty sure that was
You did get it from
Lowe's
Lowe's, yeah.
too."
Actually, I got it from Lowe's because they were one of the few places I could find that had the model I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because Home Depot didn't. And I'm like, oh, they've got it. I'll snag it there.
Moral of the story: there seems to be a very high percentage of people who, this has all happened in the last 2-3 months. Like the podcast happened a month ago. That thing at Karen's house happened literally last week.
What kind of dishwasher, refrigerator was it? What make?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
What make of,
I don't know
You
the
don't know the
washing
ma-
machine. But it's all from Lowe's.
Interesting. I'm just wondering if it's all from the same manufacturer.
I don't know, but it's all from Lowe's.
Okay.
And,
Might not be Lowe's fault.
well, Lowe's doesn't... I think it is Lowe's fault.
Okay, we can blame
Kind of.
them.
I'm going to blame Lowe's anyway. I did learn from all these stories, Lowe's does not have their own delivery service.
I understand that.
They
I believe
don't.
that. Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
tell a couple employees, take this box truck, go deliver that. They hire out delivery
Okay.
things because for both Karen's family and their stuff, and for Bob's story, the person is like, "Hey, this is broken. Talk to your manager," and they're like, "Oh no, we don't work for Lowe's. We're contracted out by
Yeah.
them. You have to go call Lowe's
Mhm.
and figure this out," which just makes it.
It does make it worse because I didn't even know the thing was broken until I tried to put it in. You know the story.
Yeah.
And then I had to contact Lowe's, who, by the way, didn't even handle the problem. They sent me to the manufacturer,
Yeah.
who did handle the problem very well.
Uh,
So I like that. But it was like, I would have been really upset with Lowe's if the manufacturer dropped the ball too and pointed me back to Lowe's. And
yeah.
I'm like, guys, get your act together. But so I don't know.
Manufacturers good. Buy them from somewhere else.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
Moral of the story: if you buy something from Lowe's, prepare to get it delivered a second time.
Yes, or to give yourself a big lead time
Yeah.
so that you have time to get the bad one, return it,
Return it.
get the good
Get
one,
the good
and then go
one.
with it.
Thank you.
That's the moral. That's all you got to do. So if you want it installed in October, order it in August, so you get
Exactly.
time to get the right one and the one that's not broken.
Exactly.
So anyway, that was that. But the the dishwasher's working well now.
Yes.
So I came across the same article you came across, though.
Oh, okay.
So pull up the first article, which is really kind
All
of
right.
funny.
Well,
And,
we'll pull this up.
and I read this and I said, this is interesting. And this actually sent me on a tangent. It's because this is CNBC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, that's not one of those right-wing weirdo conspiracy websites. This is like CNBC. They're going to push how great everything is and how you need the vaccine again. So I'm like, oh, it drops to 84% after 6 months. That sounds bad. But then I realized, oh, if we say if this is actually true, now we can give you a third shot.
Yes.
But then so it's kind of interesting in here. I mean, if you read it, it does, and we actually can we post a link actually somewhere probably?
Sure.
It does actually go on and say yes, we actually 4 to 6 months it does drop to 84% effective, and we really don't know why. They go on to say.
This is one thing I don't have time to go look up because they probably have this somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
How do you determine the effectiveness of a vaccine?
Well, they actually take samples of people who have had the vaccine months later and can do counts of the percentage of antibodies in your blood.
Okay.
And they can figure out what your percentage is relative to what you're supposed to have
Oh, nice.
and stuff like that.
Welcome,
So-
Spoon.
Hi, Spoon. So that led me on a tangent, though. So I said, I wonder, let's do some research here. I wonder how effective, like, natural immunity is for it. And so I went and looked up natural immunity to the virus and found out that studies are showing your natural immunity to COVID
is as good as the vaccine, maybe better.
Really?
And yes, and studies are showing that it lasts far more than the 2 or 3 months they initially thought. But
That's good.
researchers saying 8, 10, 12 months.
Up to 8 months after infection, right there.
Some are saying it may even be lifetime.
Huh.
Now, as a matter of fact, is this from the National Institute of Health? Where's this from? This was from
yes,
yeah,
National
National Institute of
Institute of
Health. So again, this isn't some kind of weird right-wing thing. This is an actual research place publishing and saying, hey, hold on a second here. If you've actually had the virus, you've got a natural immunity to it. And I'm wondering, why isn't this being talked about?
Interesting.
Why don't people know about this? And then I found a lot of people are asking the same questions. Why isn't this talked about more? Now, Nature, this is an interesting article. It's actually rather complex, and I couldn't even understand a lot of it, but I put it here because what I could understand was very interesting. But basically, it breaks down, for those of you that are medically inclined, you can understand this sort of thing, the reasons why and all the ways that they measure the actual immunity, and the fact that your immune system remembers this virus, and then your I forget what they call it, but the amount of antibodies in your bloodstream goes down until it comes in contact with it again, then it kicks up. And that's what they're discovering.
Interesting.
Which is not uncommon. That's the way a lot of viruses work.
Right.
A lot of our response works to viruses. But they're like, oh,
Interesting.
yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I know people die from it, and it's a dangerous thing to some degree. But at the same point, we should be talking about this. We should be realizing that, hey, if you've had it, you're probably no reason to get vaccinated.
And this is talking about the Delta
Mm-hmm.
thing. So why'd you include this link?
Well, because everybody's like, oh, the Delta virus, and it's so much, I don't know, deadlier, or it spreads so much. It's really not any more deadlier than the original strain. It does spread faster. It's easier to transmit, but actually, some studies are showing it's actually less lethal, even for people who are high risk.
Interesting.
Than the other strain, on the original strain.
Which is good.
And what's interesting is this article in right here. Nope, go down more. Go right. Wait, go up, right there. No, go down. Right. I'll keep going. Wait, go back, up, right there. Nope, go down. Is there more? I forget where it was. Anyway, there was a article in the article. It went on to say, and I should have outlined it, that the article goes on to talk about how many people are getting the Delta strain and all that, and how terrible. And then the last sentence of the article says, oh, by the way, it turns out very few people are dying from Delta. So there's a whole bunch of stuff out there that, and a lot of the mainstream places are starting to pick it up now. Like the articles I showed you, that's not from weird places. That's National Institute of Health.
Right.
Okay, this is not some. Matter of fact, I think I gave you one more. Is it one more article?
Nope, that was only 4.
On 4, okay. So it's
Or
like we
5 or whatever I was looking
we
at.
should be talking about this. It's like we should be realizing, hey, the virus, yes, it's deadly, but let's not like freak out about it as everybody seems to be doing. Like, now you have to wear masks whether you're vaccinated or not.
Disclaimer: everything we just told you was a lie.
Right. Well, now the CDC is saying, oh, you should wear a mask whether you're vaccinated or not.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why in the world would I want to get vaccinated? What's the point?
I saw somebody, it wasn't any sort of medical thing, but somebody online was extraordinarily convinced that if you're vaccinated, you have a higher chance of spreading the disease, so you should get mask. And I'm reading
Well, then
that.
why are you getting vaccinated?
I'm reading that going, wait, why are you
Why are
getting
you
vaccinated?
vaccinated? You're part of the problem.
You have a lower chance of dying, but you have a higher chance of spreading it. I'm just like...
Well, that's stupid. Your chance of dying from it, if you're healthy, is incredibly small.
Yeah.
Incredibly small. So, I'm glad to see there are some articles out there and people who are saying, hey, hold on a second. We're really not looking at this the right way now, right? Because think about it. Of all the things we've learned about the virus, we're still treating it the same way we did when we didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the same things. Do you think things are going to be any different?
Obviously.
It's like, come on, guys, you're doing the same thing. So, anyway, I think it's ridiculous that we're overreacting to it. But
Do you want to talk about the what?
it's kind of funny though because I can't get over. I mean, I can't call them anything other than ignorant, not in a stupid way,
Right.
but in a you're just not thinking this through way. But the number of companies that are requiring masks at work again is ridiculous. It's like, guys, if you've all been vaccinated, what are you worried about? What is the point, right? Well, you could still get it. Vaccine's not perfect. No, but you're acting as if we didn't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
What is it? What are you really trying to do here, folks? I really think it's all about. I didn't believe this as much at first, but I think it's more and more about control now. It's all about how much can we control the population? What can we tell them to do? Because I do think they're going to require vaccinations for things like going into restaurants, and you're going to have to prove it, and you're going to have to, you can't go to school unless you're vaccinated, you can't do this unless you're vaccinated, you won't be able to buy a house unless you're vaccinated, because no realtor is going to want to take you into a house, because people are going to say, I don't want somebody unvaccinated in my house, because they've made such a big deal about the threat of this. And there's going to be all these ramifications of how, oh, you've got no choice now because you cannot. We've scared society so much, you can't function if you're not vaccinated. Because we've just scared everybody. And the data just doesn't show it. Okay, I'm done now. I'm ranting. I'll go back to playing guitar. So,
That's a lot.
that's my rant.
That's a lot.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know. For the most part, I agree with you. There are some certain things that it's like restaurants are private companies. You can't stop them from requiring.
Oh no, can't stop them. I have
The
no problem with
vaccine.
that. I have no problem with that at all.
And I know a lot
Yeah.
of companies and restaurants and stores and whatnot that don't. As soon as the state stopped the mandate,
Mhm.
all the wear mask signs were taken down, and you can wear a mask are totally optional.
Yeah, totally.
And
I have no problem with a restaurant or any private establishment doing whatever they want.
Right.
All my gripe is that the full information is not out there. That's my gripe, and people are basing their decisions on a lot
Well,
of anecdotal information.
I'm just gonna tell you this. Recently, like I think yesterday, Biden gave a speech.
Okay.
I didn't know about this until this morning. In that speech, he said that he wanted to make vaccines mandatory for all federal employees.
Yeah, I heard that. Heard about that.
As he said that, somebody in the background started freaking out and saying, "No, you can't say that."
Really?
And after the speech ended, I forget, one of the biggest federal government unions sent a letter to the president and just said, "You don't have the power to do that, only we do. If you want to do this, come talk to us, otherwise no."
Really?
Yeah.
So they'll cut some kind of backroom deal.
So,
Wow,
don't know if it's going to happen, but the union straight up went to him and said, "You can't enforce
I
that.
didn't
It
know
is
that. That's
impossible for you to
interesting. I didn't know
enforce that. You cannot enforce that."
Because he did supposedly dictate that some federal agency was supposed to get vaccinated. Everybody's supposed to get vaccinated. I forget which one.
There
it was.
are a couple smaller federal agencies here and there. I think there was like the Ministry of Veterans Affairs
Yeah,
or
something like
something
that.
like that. But they don't have a big union.
Okay.
And if they do, it's not the president saying you have to do that. It's that department decided they had to do that.
Okay.
The president cannot say all employees need vaccinations
I didn't know that.
because most federal employees are under some sort of union,
I didn't.
and that union has the final say in whether
How
or not things
about-
like that happen.
How about the post office?
The all three post office unions would have to agree in order for the post office to have mandatory vaccinations.
Do you think they will? Because don't forget, all the information isn't getting out there, and it's very unpolitical to disagree.
If
Unpolitically correct, I should
if
say.
it does happen, it'll be a while.
Think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there are enough people at the post office. Because the unions aren't, head of the post office. The unions are separate from the post office. They just make sure the post office is doing things correctly.
Okay, I'll
The
take your word
post,
for
the
it.
post office isn't run by the unions. like the postmasters and whatnot. The postmasters aren't in charge of the unions.
Okay.
You have special union people with the union meetings, and you can be a part of the union and go to the union meetings, and they pretty much enforce all the rules. They talk to each other. You have the post office bureaucracy, and you have the union bureaucracy, and there's like 3 different unions. There's a rural carrier union, there's a city carrier
This is
union,
so
there's
confusing,
a
folks.
something else union. But every time something happens with the bureaucracy of the post office, they have to go to the union.
Okay.
Or if they don't do something, the carriers or the clerks can go to the union, and then the union can go to the bureaucracy of the post office and say, hey, get your crap together. You need to do this, you can't do this, da-da-da-da-da. There's constant negotiations about pay raises and stuff like that because the unions don't pay anyone. The post office pays people.
Right.
Everybody in the union is a post office employee.
Do you have to? Do you pay union dues?
I do not pay union dues.
Oh.
I can, but I don't.
But you don't. So you're not in the union.
I technically not in the union, but the way the post office union works is that if you are a post office employee, you are covered by everything in the union.
Oh.
Absolutely everything.
So
The only reason to pay union dues and quote unquote become part of a union
Yeah.
is to support the union and to have a vote on things.
Oh.
And also you get invited to an annual dinner.
Okay, there's that.
But if the post office, if the federal post office, if the postmaster general
Mhm.
said, I want to make vaccines mandatory for all postal employees, he would have to get the rural union to say yes, the city union to say that yes, and the third union that I forget the name of to also say yes.
That sounds like a lot of bureaucracy.
Yes.
Got it.
Which is why I'm saying if it were to happen,
Yeah.
it would take a while.
So you're not expecting anything by the end of the year.
No.
Okay, good to
I'm
know. So
not.
we'd have a prediction here,
Because
folks. No major postal changes by the end of the year.
It's another thing I'm learning about the post office. In the same office, in the same district, but if you go closer to the same office, to the same town, same office, there is a huge array of political views and views on the virus and views on so many different things.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of irrelevant. I mean, what?
No, it's not.
Why is that?
Because it's the people in the union that vote on the stuff the union does.
Oh, that's a good point. No, that is a good point.
There are so
Yes,
many
yes.
different people
That's a good point.
in this union from all over the country.
Yeah.
Even if you just go density-wise, people in cities are more liberal, people in rural areas are more,
Unlimited.
conservative
Yeah.
or whatever. Then you're gonna have the
No, that's
city union saying yes and the rural union saying no, and unless they both agree, you can't make a full post office mandatory thing.
No, that's a good point. I forgot you have to have the union members vote on it. Yeah, that's okay. That's interesting.
So
We'll see how this goes.
it's-
We'll see how this goes. That's a good possibility.
the union of unionated unions.
Yeah, pretty much. That's interesting.
But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to
It is
to
gonna
see
be
that
interesting.
unfold. But
So for those of you interested, check out the links that we're posting somewhere. Unless we get taken down by YouTube for posting them, I don't know.
I can just add them to the description.
There you go. Add them to the description.
Articles discussed today.
Do your own research, folks. Make your own decisions.
Eat waffles and
Eat waffles.
love your puppy.
Well, of course, yes.
Oh, did you want to talk about the other death toll?
Oh, this is terrible. Yes. This is a big deal. It is affecting people. This one is real. It's affecting people all over the world.
I mean, both are real.
Well, yes, but this is real.
Both are real.
it's
you
a-
can't say one's not real.
No, they're
It's
both
kind
real.
of impossible for
This
that
is
to not
important,
be real
though.
at this
This
point.
one affects me, which is
So
why it's
does the
important.
other one.
Not a little bit. I've had COVID. I'm over it. I'll probably get the Delta variant eventually.
Can you?
Actually, I don't even know. I don't know. My immune system might kick it off. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Anyway, you were saying.
I was saying, this one is really real because it does affect something near and dear to my heart.
There we go. Description has been changed to include the articles that we showed on screen earlier.
Yay. And it's very important, and very few people know about it. It's almost too sad to speak.
Well, then speak it before you cry.
It's tough. It really is hard to say.
I'm really glad that there's no camera on right now because you are smiling so
All right,
much.
I've tried to smile so I don't cry, but
that lie is not.
the world's coffee crop is in danger. This is true, people. There has been a massive coffee die-off of coffee crop.
A
Whatever you
coffee
want to call it, coffee death.
Coffee famine. I
Coffee
don't know.
beans are down like 40% this year, or something huge. 40% of the supply is missing.
40% of the supply is
It's
not.
gone.
This is gone.
This is a coffee catastrophe. A catastrophe. Or something like that. No, but this is true.
Yeah.
The coffee supply in the world is down significantly. Coffee prices are going to go up. Buy your coffee now. Send it to me.
Buy your coffee now.
Buy your coffee now. Send it to
what,
me.
What was it? It was somewhere
that
in
is true.
Brazil.
Brazil.
Some of the big plantations in Brazil just lost their
Yeah,
crops.
they lost tons and tons
due
of
to
coffee
fire.
beans. Yep.
Due to
No, drought, I think.
due to
I think it
drought.
was due to drought.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, this is terrible. This is just. I mean, that's, what else can I say?
Would you call it a decaf?
Yes, this is definitely. Screwed funny. Definitely a decaf event happening.
Oh, man.
And that brings us to the end of the hour. Made it through another one.
Yep. This is the song you've been working on, yes? Because it sounds very familiar.
There you go. That's the version for this week. I'm getting better.
Oh, I
I'm
do.
getting a little
Hold on. Let's see. Does this?
What are we doing? What are you doing? This doesn't look good.
Play the song again.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's next week.
No, play
We'll
the song.
do it next
Play
week.
the song.
No.
Play
Not
the
gonna-
song,
not gonna do it.
please.
Not gonna do it.
I want
Not
to see
gonna
if it'll pick it up.
Not fine.
I want to see if this app will recognize the song you're playing.
There you go. Best I could do on short
Nope,
notice.
I don't
Doesn't
think.
know. Well, see,
Well, I don't think that's it.
the first Noel. Nope, that was not what I was playing.
That's the only thing it came
It's
up
the
with.
best it could do, huh? Well, try again
Only
next week.
thing it came up with.
We'll do that every week and see if any week it can actually ever pick up what I'm trying to play. Maybe it
Alright.
just means I'm not playing it good enough yet.
Or it's looking for lyrics.
If you know what the song is,
It might be looking for lyrics.
we'll give you a prize. I don't know what the prize is, but we'll give you something. Post in the chat or leave a comment as to what you think that song was. The title of the song.
Apparently, Bunny has already guessed it,
Bunny has guessed it. Do not ask her.
and guessed it correctly.
Yep.
And I don't know how.
All right.
But
Thanks for playing.
we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
Tune in next week when you'll hear Turtle say.
Well, we can talk about more philosophy stuff because I still have philosophy questions.
Oh, right. We didn't do any philosophy this week.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do philosophy. More
What
philosophy next week.
is coffee?
Okay, next week the question will be, what is coffee?
No, we'll need a deeper question than that. Why is coffee?
Ooh. Okay. I'll work on that.
Oh boy. Thank you everyone for joining us on this episode of the Stream of Consciousness. We'll be back next week with hopefully fewer technical difficulties.
Tune in tomorrow
yeah.
and something will happen.
Tomorrow? I'm streaming tomorrow.
You
now?
are, really?
Am I?
Excellent.
Cool. I didn't know that. We'll figure out what's happening then.
Alright.
Yeah, but tune in next week. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you later. I've been Turtle Cube. I'm here with Turtle Dad.
I'm Turtle Dad. I'm here with Turtle Cube, but I'm leaving.
And the episode's over. Woo!